And let me ask you this, because three of you are now working in television. Is it different in television? Meryl, I mean, you're doing a lot of television. Donna
I'm
and
only
Paula
doing
as well.
television now.
Right. Okay. So is it different in television than?
Yes.
Okay.
It's extremely different.
Talk to us about that.
Well, first of all, I'll say that I started in the mailroom at William Morris, just to go back to where experience were.
Yeah,
and
I started
whatnot.
there too.
And it was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And it was but at that time you could read the mail, you read the minutes from the meetings,
Sure.
and you really learned a lot. And you met these agents, and they're still agents, people when I was in the mailroom. You remember the ones who were nice to you, the ones who weren't when you were an assistant and whatnot. And it was very, 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 very helpful. That training that you get at an agency is bar none other.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of TV and movies, I had one terrible experience making a movie at Miramax, and it basically like kind of turned me off to ever making a movie again. And then when I came back to run television at Weinstein, we were doing Project Runway All-Stars, and it was 10 days before we were going to start shooting, and we didn't have a host yet for the show. And I was saying to someone, I said, well, I know someone's going to be in that chair. 10 days, someone is going to be there. The show is not going to fall apart. They have a date. They have to go. You have an air date, and it's
Right.
not falling apart because you don't have someone in that chair.
Right.
And you're going to have to take someone.
Right.
And I love that. I love the finite of it, because I had many experiences, where one day, I was an executive for many years, but at Miramax we were very producerial as
Right.
an executive. And one day the movie's going, and the next day, literally, it's done. It's falling apart.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And that really does happen.
So do you feel that you have more control in television?
Yeah, I don't know about control. The thing about television, in scripted television, that was a non-scripted situation, but in scripted television, everyone and their brother gives notes. I mean, I wasn't used to that when I went into television
Right.
from being in movies. It was unbelievable, the notes that a writer has to take from the
Right.
studio, from the network. It's beyond belief. And I would say with studio executive, I really don't understand. You have 40 projects every cycle, and you have notes on every draft of this one of your 40 projects. It's incredible.
Right.
But,
Netflix doesn't do that. I'm happy to report they're the most wonderful partners.
So you're having a better time.
I'm having,
oddly
but
enough.
I mean, they're wonderful. They're smart. It's not like they don't say something,
Right.
but they don't just say it. I've had the experience Meryl had, not as much as she has, and not on certainly as many shows. But the networks just like they
It
hound
just
you
goes
to death.
on and on and on.
But
It's crazy.
Netflix has here are our notes, here's our reason why, very considered, and you're the filmmakers. So you want to listen to them, and they're the most respectfully given, second only to a studio with the director they're intimidated by.
Right.
And
And at HBO when you did Too Big to Fail and
well,
Recount,
same thing,
Yeah.
and all of that. But I have the fun of working with Len Amato, who
Sure.
worked with me for 16 years, so I couldn't have a better time.
Right.
But Plepler and all those guys, they say we love the script. They are influential in the casting. They drive you nuts on the casting, particularly on real life things like Recount and Too Big to Fail, where everybody had to look like Henry Paulson. There's that thing, but they are generous and tough on the script, and then they trust you to produce the movie.
Right.
And that's really all of us ask for. It's not that we don't want people to be tough on the script and questioning it. It's just at some point you want them to say, go make the movie, and know that this group of people have done enough to do well. And then also, it's also nice to hear other people's point of view. It's not so terrible.
Right.